we are live on the internet, as I see how bright this view is compared to the other one. So let me fix some camera brightnesses and we'll do it live. I guess it's probably because it's cloudy. Despite all the blinds being closed, like
really?
Plenty of
a big difference.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah.
Because like other, I
was thinking maybe these lights are more oriented straight instead of tilted. Like
yeah, that could be a factor. True. In general, I try to. If anything, sometimes I angle those up because there's less glare on the cards themselves that way. It's definitely a sacrifice we make sometimes. Is like sometimes the lights, like there's no glare. We position them so the camera doesn't see glare, but sometimes we do, and we just have to live with it.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's hard to find a way of lighting it that has no glare at any of those angles. If you want, there's a cup holder you can pull out to your left there.
Yes, perfect.
Yeah, I kind of eliminated that. Well, I like having the drinks on the table anyway for the conversations, but also since I slid the table like all the way against that shelf,
yeah,
that was kind of gone.
It's kind of interesting because you could have with this you could have 6 standing with this moon guild, but the highest you need is 3.
There are other purposes for standing.
Okay.
And I'm making up things, but I wouldn't be surprised if they exist as like a follower whose power is X, and X is your standing in their guild, or and then there's also there's entire keywords for where you can spend the standing. I think it's called migrate. Migrate is a keyword. It'll say migrate and then a symbol, and it's like either gain a standing or spend it to do something. Yeah. This is maybe a little bright too. Let me see if I can turn down the gain on this. A little bit, just a hair. Okay, this is maybe, I wonder if I actually pull this out a little bit more. Just try to get rid of the fact that it was kind of looking at an angle. Or maybe I just ruined what was a perfectly serviceable camera angle.
If you're live in chat, let us know what you think of this. The camera.
Yeah, for all of our chatters.
Oh man.
That's fine. That's the nice thing about doing the live produced videos instead of doing edited videos and streaming on Twitch, is that like when we're on Twitch, because your streams on Twitch cease to exist when you're not streaming. Like
right.
all that mattered is view count and stuff. Like now I just don't care. I don't even have it on the screen.
That's good.
If people join in the chat, that's great. But ultimately, it's going to be uploaded as a video later,
sure.
and that's where I obsessively refresh the view count.
That's where you yeah. How's our guards game and Teach doing?
Teach I think has more than the game, which is the same with Deep Rock. But both well for this channel's very, very, very low standards.
Okay. That's good.
I think that the Teach has like over 500 views.
I feel bad that we forgot a bunch of rules.
Oh, the Teach. Wait, is the Teach? How is this right? Why is this saying? I just don't know why that's on top. I guess I uploaded that. Never mind. That's not as high as I thought. Oh yeah, our playthrough has 750. Our Teach only has about 150.
Okay, that's good.
I forgot that the playthrough was, or that the Teach was not the same day that we did. Right? No, yeah, it was a different day,
yeah,
and it posted later than the playthrough. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, because you had the full stream and then the game.
Right. Yeah, and then we did not the day that we got together and you taught it. We did not stream that day's game.
Right.
Because it was 6 players,
right.
And there's no way. Someday I need like a camera like mounting system on the ceiling or something. Like I'll figure out a way to get higher player counts. We will play Blood on the Clock Tower around this table. No, not really. Actually, I have no interest in competing with the other channels that are doing amazing Blood on the Clock Tower videos. Yeah. Nope.
Yeah. The live ones from Neuro's Bard and the not live ones from like a bunch of different streamers.
Yeah.
I mean, not.
I don't know. Actually, I personally, I don't find those that watchable. Like to my taste, like I like to see the in person or kind of. It's like in person or bust.
I find them highly watchable because the craziest kind of stuff happens in those plays.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. All of the Fall of Rome plays are from those channels.
Right.
But I also was watching one yesterday that was someone homebrewed a demon. It was called Hive Mind.
Okay.
And every day, their special ability is every day before at dusk, the evil team wakes up and can talk for 1 minute. Like secretly. So like that only works online. They get pulled into a little chat room, they all share all their information.
Yeah.
And then they go back. And they just played Hive Mind with Trouble Brewing.
Okay.
And it was a crazy, it was really cool. It was fun to see. Like you don't get to see that stuff in live games.
But Hive Mind was Trouble Brewing, so literally everyone knew there was a Hive Mind.
Well,
because it was the only demon?
The imp was also on the script,
but they were all like, you're going to
Hive Mind.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
This is Worldbreakers, Advent of the Khanate.
Yeah, and I'll do it in a second.
Yeah.
I think I might fill up my beer.
Freshen up.
Do you want either any other alcohol or non-alcohol drink?
I might get a snack, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Johnson. How you doing? Yes. I know you're a little bored. Okay.
Hi, Josie. Good girl. I'm very curious about this game's like solo campaign.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, it has apparently like a 12-game solo campaign.
That's long.
Yeah, with like a legacy style deck that you don't shuffle. You like make your way through as you go. Yeah, I'm curious how good it is, but also just like how the heck it's even designed.
These aren't for you. I'm gonna go brush a tire back up.
She would accept one now if you offered.
And then quickly have like a diabetic stroke.
It is more sugar than the average dog consumes, that's for sure.
Alright, there we go.
Okay. Are my thoughts like gathered for? What are these? I have no idea what these are. These must mark certain abilities or something. They have like certain Worldbreakers art on them.
Auspicious Smuggler, Cunning Reclaimer, and Cthulhu markers.
I am going to ignore those for the teach. I'm guessing that because that has the like at least this one, Cthulhu is the Earth Guild's Worldbreaker. So I'm guessing like she gives like +1 to an attacking creature. I'm guessing that you use that token to mark the +1.
Yeah.
Something fairly straightforward like that.
It's big for just that purpose.
I know. Actually, these tokens in general, like these are wounds. I'm surprised how big this for the size of the cards. Like they're big wound tokens.
Those are big.
Yeah.
I don't see the card. So these decks are just all unique cards.
Correct. I don't believe there are any duplicates, and I don't. You know, I was going to touch on the deck building rules just at the end, just to mention it in this video. To which there are very few deck building rules. You can basically do whatever you want. But can you? Does it have to be a singleton deck? That's actually a good question.
I mean, it might be that there's only one of each card in this whole set.
Distinctly possible.
Yeah.
Because there are neutral cards, right? That can go. It can easily slot in any deck. You don't have to worry about the standing. But is there any? Because it does say here. Okay, so there's at least some of the neutral cards, like the Den of Sabers, is in multiple starter decks, which means because these are packaged as starter decks, there must be multiple copies then.
Right.
So there are some cards at least that they give you 2 copies. Let's see,
30 other
constructed
cards.
decks.
Each card must have a different name.
Yeah, duplicates are not allowed. Interesting. Okay,
Yeah.
That's cool. I like singleton.
Interesting. I don't, because these are really inconsistent decks. It's not what you want if you're gonna like play this game for real. Like,
see, I disagree. I think what you want in a game that you're going to play a lot of is highly variable like games and board states and stuff, and that comes from a less consistent deck.
maybe in a competitive game, but in like a cooperative game like Arkham or Earthborn, you need consistency for your effects. Like you want consistency. Even in a competitive
Yeah.
game, you want consistency, right? That's the reason why you always build the smallest possible
Arkham,
deck.
Arkham dabbled in in rewarding you for building a singleton deck. I wish it would do more of that, especially because it's a rogue permanent card that lets you build a 25 card deck, but it has to be singleton, and most decks are usually 30 cards. So the problem to me with that, like Hearthstone does this a lot too. It has cards that are like, if your deck has no duplicates in it, do something ridiculously powerful.
Okay.
This was just like, if you sacrifice the consistency in your deck by building a singleton deck, you can have a little bit of that consistency back with spawning.
yeah, exactly. That's not good. Yeah, I wouldn't do
No, I still do. It's in the faction in Arkham that, as one of their kind of faction mechanics, they have exceptional cards, which are limited to one per deck and tend to be powerful. So it kind of goes well with that. If you're playing a lot of those, the downside of playing singleton is diminished, and
Right.
the upside of the smaller deck
Right.
becomes more pronounced.
That
but
makes
still,
sense.
they could have designed a more interesting card.
Yeah, okay. Interesting.
For that. But anyway, okay. So
So is the Khanate a place that you can say welcome from? I don't think it is. I feel like the Khanate is like a government or something. Advent of the Khanate?
I don't know, and I don't plan to Google it.
So what are you going to do? Welcome from where? Live from where? Well, let's see. Maybe there's
I got it. I'll be fine.
live from the world.
Um,
All right.
Okay. Let's see. Yeah, I guess I'm just trying to make sure that my thoughts are like gathered, but it's basically setup is easy, how you win is straightforward. Then probably the way to teach the things you do is basically go through the action list.
How many cards you start with, how you win.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think this game is going to be that hard to teach.
Great.
Yeah. Okay. I haven't hit the record button. Should do that. That way it goes on my hard drive. Okay. Audio looks okay. Camera angle looks fine. I will not use... Oh, actually, if I want to zoom in on a card, I can use this button.
Yeah, do you want to move this over more so it's like...
Centered.
Well, no, just like for that, it's like all the way in your half or something. Or was it...
Oh, for the purpose of the zoom?
Yeah. Like, does that look
That's
better?
fine.
All right.
I think I will probably only use this like when I'm talking about like the types of cards or something, just to show like, oh, some of them are printed sideways. Like
Sure.
zoom in on that. I don't think that like when we do a playthrough and stuff, I don't think we need to be zooming way in or anything.
All right.
Cool.
Did you scan all of these?
Not yet. I haven't decided if I will.
Yeah, that's
I
all right.
probably won't. I might scan a few of. It's a good point. If I scan some to show them on screen as I talk about like what's a location, then I don't need to zoom in on it.
Yeah, it would
Yeah.
be funny if you did. Yeah, you gotta make that call.
Damn it. I'm already scanning all the guards cards. I can do
Yeah.
that. No, I don't need to commit to that project on this game too.
Perfect.
It's funny that we're streaming all this too. So
Yeah.
whoever's watching the archive right now, you always get to see how the sausage is made.
There you go.
we turn on the stream and then have all of our discussions about what exactly we're doing.
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like I could sit a little further to fill the space better. There we go. Okay. Ready?
Yeah.
Coming to you live from alternate timeline 13th century Mongolia. This is Optimal Play. I'm Brandon.
And I'm Jordan.
And can you believe I had to use that same intro again? Another game about alternate history.
Yeah, it's
Mongolia.
Mongolia is really the subject of so many board games these days.
I know.
It's a shame.
I'm really sick of it.
It's
but
overplayed.
I'm here to teach you another one
Here we go.
called Worldbreakers.
All right, I'm excited to try it.
Advent of the Khanate?
Khanate? I just imagine Khan is the first part.
That
of
makes sense.
Yeah.
Khanate, yeah.
Khanate, yeah.
Yeah, we were right before we hit record. We were musing about what that means, and
Yeah,
we didn't.
is that a place?
We didn't solve it.
Right, we didn't.
But this is a really cool head-to-head card game. Set in this ancient-ish history where this substance mithium has been discovered, and the different guilds and leaders are all competing to use it to kind of shape their power and the prosperity of their people and dominate the region essentially. So you can see I'm a huge expert on both this game and history in general.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Who's that?
Marco Polo?
Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah.
So I'm here to teach Jordan how to play Worldbreakers. We call these a casual learn to play because I needed to teach you anyway. So
Right.
turned the cameras on. It's not scripted. It's not going to have a lot of fancy B-roll, but I think you might find it useful if you're looking to play Worldbreakers.
Yeah, let me just check my script. Yes, this will be useful.
So yeah, thank you for joining us. If you find it, where am I going with this? You know, just like the channel, or like the video, subscribe to the channel.
Yeah.
This is going great. I'm off to a good start explaining things clearly, aren't I?
Yes. There'll be no problems going forward.
Well, let's get down into it then. We have set up for a game of Worldbreakers by laying out the tokens and this round start sheet here in the middle. Normally I think you would play this game head to head, but we were already set up to play side by side, and I think that sometimes that plays better on camera. So we're playing side by side, but you would often sit head to head. We have chosen a Worldbreaker and started with one standing, which we'll talk more about, but you can go ahead and take your Worldbreaker card and overlap this standing so that there's one symbol showing. And then shuffle your deck, which I am going to do very poorly right now, and draw 5 cards from it as your opening hand. And then you may do a selective mulligan, where you can choose any number of them, discard them, replace them, and then shuffle those into your deck. Will be how you start.
These all have 4 standings, so I assume I should get rid of all of them.
Yeah, that's pretty reasonable.
All right.
So, how you win Worldbreakers is straightforward. You need to get to 10 power. You'll be accumulating power in a small handful of different ways over the course of the game, and then specifically, victory is checked in the rally phase, which we'll talk more about, but it's a very specific phase of the game where we check for victory no other time. So it does not end immediately if someone gets 10 power. When we do check it, if someone has at least 10 power and more than their opponent, they win. If there's a tie, no one wins and you play another round, and then check again when you get to that phase again, and so on, until somebody has more than 10 and more than their opponent when we check for victory. So that is how you win. What we are going to do is have an action phase and then a rally phase each round. The action phase uses this section of our divider here, where we're going to go back and forth taking actions 4 times. So in this case, you're going first because the 1 is on your side here. And you'll take 1 action, then I will, back and forth, and then after 4 each, then we go to the rally phase, which is where we ready exhausted cards, draw some more cards, do kind of the things that you do in a card game to reset between rounds generally. The other part of starting the game, actually, that I probably should have said, is that we start with some Mythium. 5.
3, right? Oh no, 5. You're right.
It is 5. Yeah, start with 5 Mythium. Those are these little blue crystal tokens. The other tokens here are wounds stationary tokens. Are these double-sided? They are. Oh, stationary and +1/+1 tokens. And these ones are the power that you're trying to get 10 of. And they have, I think, 3 power on the other side. So, over the course of the game, you'll be playing locations and followers and also some action cards to attempt to get to 10 power. Your followers will be a row of creatures. You may have played other games where you have rows of creatures that attack each other. Yeah, this will also have that, and that's one of the primary ways to get power. We'll get to combat with them last, but let's look at the actions we can take. So as your action, you can gain 1 Mythium. Just take it from the supply. Pretty straightforward. Probably put it on the 1 side, not the 3. You can also draw 1 card. This may surprise you, but that means take a card from your deck.
Thank you. Yeah.
Put it in your hand. Any questions about drawing cards?
I got it.
All right.
We're good. So I'll spend 2 Mythium as this next action and gain a status with my guild.
Standing, yes.
Standing.
Yeah, so this is the first kind of, I guess, real thing to learn some details about. Spending 2 Mythium to gain a standing with any guild. Standing is tracked with these cards poking out from your Worldbreaker. You could also track them with dice or something. So gaining a standing means you would spend the 2 and reveal another one of these icons. This game has 4 guilds and there's a standing to go with each guild. So you can gain standing with any guild, and for probably when you set up this game, you would use these standing cards for any that you expected to want standing with.
Right.
But you start with one in the guild that your Worldbreaker character belongs to, so Stars Guild in this case, and then most likely you would just choose one of the guilds that you've put cards in your deck.
Right.
For.
And so these starting decks only have one guild each?
They do. Yes, and so we've set up here with just one standing here because while you are welcome to gain an Earth standing with your 2 Mythium if you want, probably doesn't serve a lot of purpose in your like mono guild deck.
Sure.
The next thing you can do is play a card, and this is where standing matters. The primary way that standing matters is that these cards that may be in your hand, and let me zoom in on some of them here. They have 2 facets to playing them. They have their Mythium cost, which is in this crystal here. You have to discard that many Mythium tokens in order to play that card. And then they have a standing requirement, which is these pips below it here. And so in order to play that card, you have to be able to pay its cost, but you also have to have at least as much standing as the card lists here. So in this case, I have 2 standing. I could not play the Blind Sculptor because it requires 3 stars standing, but any of these other cards I'm now ready to play if I can pay their costs. And then this is where we can look at the types of cards also. There are events. These are your spells, your actions. Every card game has these. They do what they say on them and they go to your discard pile.
Right.
So this one costs 2. Has an extra ability if you can reveal locations from your hand, but it costs 2 and gains 3 Mythium, so this is kind of an econ card. Then there are followers. Followers go into play in front of you. You'll start a row of them. There's no limit to how many you can have, and their positioning does not matter. So you'll pay their cost, put them into play. Kind of the other features on these are they have a power and a health value, and that will matter in combat, and they will... We'll get to combat in a moment. The last type, and I will have to find one here. Last type of card is locations. They're printed sideways, but they do still, while they're in your hand, they'll still have their cost in what is probably the upper left corner. You play them sideways, pay their cost. You immediately populate their list of actions here with these develop tokens. They are just all X's. I gotta be honest.
You could put that on after you did that effect.
You would think.
Because they're an X.
Yeah. Also, I played this on Tabletop Simulator during its original campaign. I really thought that was probably a placeholder for like there would be a different graphic design to these before the game came out, but no, we stuck with the X's.
Interesting.
So those locations get populated with the X's, which will be removed to do those effects when you develop a location, which is the next type of action you can take. So if you have at least one location in play with develop tokens still on it, you can take the develop a location action to simply remove a token from the top row of this card with a token there and do that thing. In this case, the Submerged Brilliant says draw 2 cards and gain 2 Mythium. So I would do that.
I guess that actually makes sense because now we know this is at stage 1 or something. Maybe some cards care about like, oh, your location's at stage 1.
Yeah, I don't know. I know I'm an expert in this game, but
yeah, absolutely. Okay.
I don't know if the mechanics of this game end up kind of explaining why they went with that route versus having one token that you move down the track or put them on. Yeah, not sure, but yeah, you do populate it and then remove them. So develop a location as you spend your whole action removing that and doing one of the things on that location. I'll point out, this is one of the 2 primary ways to gain power. A lot of locations, as you develop them, say gain power. This one, its second development is gain 1 power and 1 standing with any guild, and its third one is gain 1 power. So you can get a total of 2 from this card alone.
Nice.
It's 20% of winning the game. It's pretty good.
The Submerged Brilliance.
Yes. Yeah, it's very pretty... difficult to make sense of art, but I guess that's true of the title too.
Yep. Okay. Maybe it's meant to be underwater, submerged.
Yeah, I guess probably so. This says the ocean life seems undisturbed by the glowing crystals all around. Oh, so it's like an oceanscape with Mythium crystals growing in it.
Cool.
I guess.
Underwater mine.
Anyway, it can get you some cards in Mythium and power.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a really straightforward location. The last action that you can take is to attack. you might want to attack in order to, primarily you'd be looking to gain power, but I see you're ahead of me in setting up a couple cards for an example, so that's perfect. Okay, so if you use your action to attack, you're then going to exhaust and declare as attackers any number of your followers. So they need to have been ready in order to attack because you exhaust them. What you generally do is you exhaust them and like push them up. Again, a lot of the time you're sitting across from your opponent, so you're kind of pushing it towards your opponent. But to indicate which ones are attacking, so I'll attack with everything.
Why not?
You can attack with any number of your followers in an attack action, and there are reasons you might want to. It might seem most efficient to attack with them all at once, but there might be times that you would rather take 3 different actions to attack with one each time.
Right.
In this case, I'm attacking with each of them, and then there are they listed here? They are not. I don't have a reference on the table, but so I don't know off the top of my head the proper names of the 3 parts of combat, but they are essentially
attack, defense, and outcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, you were looking at the rule book.
Looking at the rule book. Yeah.
Actually, I thought it was offense, defense, and outcome. No.
That could easily be true.
Yeah. Anyway.
Is it not on the back of this?
No, there's the fighting part, the stopping fighting part, and then the outcome. I don't have a better word. For it. Yeah. So
you declared your attackers.
I declared my
That's
attackers.
The offense.
Yes,
part.
that is the offense part.
And if you had some keywords that said attacks or attacking, you would trigger them.
Exactly. Okay. Yes, which I do not. Then you, one by one, can declare your followers as defenders by exhausting them and telling me which one they're defending.
Right.
2 things will happen when you do that, and they happen immediately. It's not like Magic the Gathering where you assign all your blocks and then resolve them. You resolve each one by one, and then decide what your next move will be.
Okay.
So when you exhaust one to defend, like why don't you make a block just for demonstration purposes?
Trying to make a good choice here. It's
sure.
difficult. Yeah. I think I'm actually going to, just for the example of this blocks keyword, I'm going to use the Steelclad Captain, and I'm going to block your Blind Sculptor.
Okay, so go ahead and exhaust that.
And I have a blocks keyword here.
Ooh, okay, so we'll look at that in a second.
Okay,
yeah.
Two.
So I mean, I guess it depends on what it says, but the basics here are 2 things are going to happen. They are going to deal their power to each other in wounds. So the Blind Sculptor here is a 4/4. So we'll deal, and I think there's 3s on here. Yeah, 4 wounds to your captain. It has 5 health, so it does not die, that's a lot of health to survive 4 wounds. Even if it had died, it would do its power back. It's simultaneous, so it's going to deal 3 to the Blind Sculptor, which has 4 health, so it also does not die. So that's great. Lots of bloodshed, but no death yet. And the other thing that happens is that my attacker is then removed from combat, and I pull it back down.
And that would happen to my blocker too, right?
Yeah, like your blockers are never considered really to be quote unquote in combat. Followers are either in combat, attackers are either in combat or not. So it matters for cards that talk about in combat followers whether when those effects apply, which ones have been already removed from combat and which have not. But yeah. And then you mentioned you had a block keyword. Why don't we look at that? Because that would trigger here.
It says if you have at least 4 standing in the Moon Guild, which I do.
Oh, wow! Look at that.
Oh, would you look at that? Ready Steelclad Captain. It can't block again this combat.
Oh, okay. So that would ready can't block, but could attack if you have actions left in this round to do so.
Right. And would you look at that?
Wow.
I do. Actually, This is your attack, so
that's true. Okay. Oh boy! All right. I'm scared.
Yeah. Okay.
And
then do you want to keep doing?
Yeah. So we can keep going. Why don't you make one more block?
Okay. This one says if you have less than 4, it doesn't matter. So I'll block. I'll block your Moth Keeper with my Alert Warden.
Okay. So your Alert Warden does 4 damage to the Moth Keeper, who I'm now realizing has this keyword stationary, which says this cannot attack. So this was a terrible example. We're just ignoring that for now. I'm just calling that out that before you comment in the YouTube comments. But so anyway, somehow it's attacking and it regrets it because it dies horribly to the 4 damage from your Alert Warden.
Excellent.
And it deals 1 damage back as 1 wound on there. So this would go in my discard pile, and I guess I think it's removed from combat and then goes in my discard pile. I'm not sure that matters.
So I'm going to not block this lowly bard.
That is perfect for demonstration purposes.
It is, all right.
So thoughtful of you.
Okay.
Yeah, so after you are done with your blocks, then anything that I have that is still attacking that has not been blocked is considered to have breached your defenses. And 3 things happen when we breach, when on an attack you successfully breach. I guess this is actually not one of the 3 things, but your attack is considered to be successful. So if cards care about, like, whenever you make a successful attack, it's successful if at least one follower breaches the defenses. Then for each follower who got through, you gain 1 power. So in this case, I'll gain 1, but if it had been multiple followers, it could have been more than 1. Next is if any of them have the breach keyword, breach : something happens, those abilities would trigger. I don't have any examples of that here. And then lastly, I can damage one of your locations by taking the topmost development token on it and removing it, but you do not resolve that effect. So you've like permanently lost the opportunity to do that thing. That I believe is optional, and it also you only damage 1 location regardless of how many followers get through. It's 1 power per, but it's only 1 location period.
Got it.
A couple other things that I'm realizing I probably should have said about followers. They interplay ready. So unlike a lot of these games, they can attack like the round that you play them. It would be a subsequent action, right? Because the turn will pass back.
Sure.
They also this is kind of, it's not printed here on our action reference card, but they can also have actions printed on them. Say action : do something, and that would be your action, and then pass the turn back to your opponent like you would expect. Any questions about any of that?
I don't think so.
Okay. Then after we've done 4 actions each, we get to the rally phase here, where we follow some pretty straightforward steps, 6 of them actually. First, we trigger any rally abilities, like the Blind Sculptor here says, rally, develop a location you control.
So if this was yours, you could pull this off and do that effect?
Yep, cool. Yep, seems pretty strong. Next, you ready all of your cards that are exhausted for any reason. Next, everyone gains 2 Mythium, which is great. So decent amount of free revenue in this game. Fourth, everyone draws 1 card. The one way that this is different from just the draw a card action is that it is mandatory. If your deck is empty and you need to draw a card in the rally phase, your opponent gains a power instead.
Interesting. Okay,
Yeah.
so you can deck someone. You can mill them.
Yes. Yeah. And then fifth and I guess nearly final, you've checked for victory. This is where you see whether anyone has 10 or more power, maybe end the game. And then assuming that doesn't end the game, then you flip player order by literally flipping this, which then has, you can see me going first, kind of. There's no other differences between the 2 sides of this other than the orientation of this like zigzag of actions.
Got it.
Yeah, so we continue like that. I didn't dwell much on the Worldbreakers themselves, but they function much like a follower or something. They have an ability that you can activate either at the times that it's triggered or as an action. It varies from Worldbreaker to Worldbreaker, but they have some sort of ability that's just always in play.
Okay.
They can be exhausted if like their ability calls for them to exhaust to do it, but they don't have health and power. They don't attack like a follower does. They're just sort of your it's like your identity in Netrunner, right? It's just a floating block of text that you can apply and that will probably shape your playstyle.
Right. Are there any really important keywords that we need to cover? Or
we talked about a couple of them. This game has a pretty good reference for them, so I don't necessarily think we need to.
Okay, great.
Yeah, I would just direct you to the reference card that came with your copy of Worldbreakers if you want to know any of the keywords.
Yeah.
I think the only other thing that I would touch on before we call this a video is this is a constructed deck game. You can build decks in it. It's really straightforward. You can put anything in your deck. You choose a Worldbreaker. You can put, actually, they have 3 signature cards marked with stars in the corner that those don't have to go in. They may go in, but I recommend it. They're good.
And they can only go with that Worldbreaker.
They can only go with that Worldbreaker, right.
Okay.
And then finally, you put 27 other cards into your 30-card deck with no duplicates. It's always a singleton game, but you do not have to stay in the guild that your Worldbreaker belongs to. You can have all 4 guilds if you want, but they're going to then have different standing requirements, and you're going to have to spend actions gaining all that standing. So that's kind of the way the resource system works, is you can stretch outside of your guild for cool combos, but you're going to have to pay the consequences in managing your standing as you go.
All right, I'm excited to try it.
Cool, me too. So thanks for watching. We're going to, if you're watching this live stream, we're going to go straight into playing a game of Worldbreakers. If you're watching this on YouTube after the fact, thank you for watching, and check out our playthrough, which is probably getting posted a day or two after this is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Drop a comment. Tell us what is the worst name, Mythium or Unobtainium.
Ooh, they're both pretty bad.
They're both pretty bad.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't defend either one. Yeah, let us know in the comments what the worst fictional element you're aware of is, and we'll compare. All right, see you for the playthrough.
Yeah.
See you then. Till then, be optimal. Cool.
All right. So I have a question actually. Have you done any videos that are deck building where you do the deck construction on camera?
I have not.
I would like to do that for Earthborn. I think it would be fun.
Oh, interesting.
Right?
Okay, we can try that.
There's a process to building your deck. You don't know nothing about the game, is that right?
No, I definitely followed some of its details back when I backed it. That was 2 years ago now, and it's all pretty much left in my head.
So there's you can obviously just do a full deck build, but there's also an intro deck building thing that says pick one of these, then pick one of these, then pick one of these, or pick 5 of these. Anyway, it's kind of a cool little thing to do. Anyway, I think that'd be fun. For this game too, it could be cool. You're oh, how am I going to build my combo?
Yeah, it's...
Maybe you would take 2 of these and do it. Oh, I'll build a red-orange deck.
Yeah, I'm a little torn on that for a couple of reasons, I guess. One is that this channel I've always looked for it to be about friends playing games the way they play games and not be a super in-depth I don't know, channel about things. I don't really want 10 different videos about 10 different deck archetypes and stuff. But the other side of that is there are times when you sit down with friends and table and both build decks.
Yeah.
And that could be a thing.
I was thinking more of the latter field.
Yeah.
Team Covenant does that.
That's what I was gonna say. That was my other point when I said I have a couple thoughts. Is is that just ripping? Is that just stealing Team Covenant's thing?
We're doing it for a different game, right?
That's true.
They won't do it for this or for.
Yeah, they don't have a copyright on building decks at the table on a live stream.
Exactly. Okay, so my ability here is whenever I draw a location, I can exhaust this, reveal it, and then store it up here, and I draw another card instead, and then I can play them. I'm just telling you.
Yeah.
Do you already know this? Do I know
no, refresh me on it. Yeah.
Okay, so
I've played it. It's been a year or two.
I can exhaust this, put the location here, and then draw another card. I can hold up to 3 locations here, and they act as though they're in my hand, so I can play them from here.
Okay.
And I get to draw another card.
Nice.
That's all it is, I think. Yep.
We'll intro into another video.
Oh yeah, we're probably gonna. Yeah. Oh yeah, okay. I'm getting ahead of myself.
But
sorry.
I also enjoy locations.
Yeah, I saw that.
I got rewarded for playing them.
Yeah. After you play a location, reveal the top card of your deck. If it's a follower card, draw it. Otherwise, put it on the bottom. Interesting. All right. Now, what are the makeups of these? Let's see. How many locations do I have?
Yeah, probably yours and mine are probably both heavier than the other 2 on locations. Maybe. Actually, I don't feel like I have that many. I have 5. 5 out of 30 is quite a bit.
I have 7. You don't have to play that deck. I don't have to play this deck.
I'm already playing it.
Okay. Well, just saying, if you don't want 2 location heavy decks for the stream.
That's true. Maybe I will switch it up. Now if we play 2 games, we can show the other 2 anyway.
I actually wanted to play this one anyway, so.
Wow.
Is that okay?
Wow, I was just hoodwinked.
I don't know why. I just saw this Marco Polo and I was like, I want to play Marco Polo. And then before the stream started, you're like, well, I'll just use this as an example. I was like, oh, okay.
Wow. Yeah, I feel manipulated.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I got you good.
You did.
No, I'm happy to play. If you want to play Marco Polo,
No,
I'll play
I don't really have a preference.
All right. Okay. 1 attacking follower gets +1 strength.
But it's every time I attack, which means, in theory, based on this in a vacuum, I would like to do multiple small attacks.
Limited actions, though.
Yeah. but
Because at the rally
more
phase,
strength.
everything readies. So.
Right.
But yes, more benefit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pros and cons. All right, here we go. Draw on 5.
Yeah. Shuffling a little more. This hadn't been shuffled yet.
And then mulliganing. So
Yeah.
when you mulligan, you just put it, you draw, and then you...
Yeah, set it aside, draw, and then shuffle those back in.
So let's see, I definitely want this. Okay, I don't want that either, because that is 7 Mythium, which I just can't afford. Okay, so those are going away. I'll draw 2 and then shuffle.
Yep.
All right.
I'll do the same. Wow.
Oh, should we actually have done this on camera? Like after the video started?
It's too late for that, isn't it?
We'll just redo it. Man.
No, it's fine. I'm fine with us like having done our mulligans.
All right, cool.
Because it's not like there's any it's not like we're sharing with the camera. Like, yeah, I'm going to mulligan in a way that like it's not really.
Okay, that's fair.
It's not really watchable content anyway. Honestly, I think that I have the ideal hand here, though. Oh wait, nope. Fuck the weary veteran. Otherwise, this is pretty phenomenal. Okay. Oh man, there's gonna be so many cards I can't pronounce in this game.
That's offensive. So do tokens go away at the end of this? Like I have a card, for instance, that puts a stationary token on you. Does that go, not on you, but on one of your followers? Does that go away forever, or does it stay?
Guessing it stays. It's not. Is it a card that repeats itself, like that you exhaust to do that? Because that would seem really powerful.
I have to block to do it, and I'll probably die. It's like it's only got 2 health, so it's probably only.
Yeah, I think it sticks around.
Okay, cool.
All
right.
I can see, where does it talk about those? Nope, game modes. Dun, dun, dun. Apparently this doesn't.
Do exhausted cards maintain their abilities? Like if I use a card to attack, but it has like passive text, is that passive text still on after that card? Or if I use it to defend?
Sorry, say that again?
Do exhausted cards that have passive abilities, do their abilities continue to be in effect when they're exhausted? Okay.
Yeah. That is one way, though, if, say, that was one of 3 things that attacked, that's one way that the order of resolving blocks really matters, is because my first block could kill that and turn off its ability before the next block.
Sure.
As I recall, the blocking order, like, it not being simultaneous like it is in Magic or something, that was really impactful.
Cool.
I can't find anything about standing token. I think it's permanent, though.
Cool. Alrighty.
Yeah. Okay. How are we fitting on the... maybe I'll actually push these up a little bit so this is a little more central. And I'll put my Worldbreaker over here to mirror you. There we go. Okay, shall we?
Yeah, let's do it.
Coming to you live from the Submerged Brilliance. This is Optimal Play. I'm Brandon.
And I'm Jordan.
And based on the one location we looked at as we learned to play in another video just now, I assume this is a game set underwater?
Completely underwater and lit by crystals.
Exactly. Yeah.
Lit
Honestly,
by Mythium, in fact.
yeah, could be worse.
Could be worse.
Sounds like a lovely setting.
Yeah,
for a
beautiful.
game. No, we're here to play Worldbreakers, which is the 2-player card. I guess it's a card combat game. Yeah, it's technically. It's about accruing power, which may or may not come from combat, but yeah, it's a constructed deck. Dudes in a row game,
Yeah.
right? Set in 13th century alternate history Mongolia again, and but we're gonna power through the the overdone theme.
Yeah, right.
Enjoy a
We're gonna
game
try
or
and
two
get to
of
the
it.
mechanics.
Yeah. No, it's a gorgeous game that I love. And
Yeah, the art's nice. I really like the setting. It's cool.
Yeah, it is. It's one, even though, I mean, I guess it's fictional because it's like an alternate reality version anyway, where this powerful crystal Mythium is shaping, is causing conflict between these guilds. But yeah, I've got to say it's not a strong spot in my history education. So to some extent, I feel like this is probably a little, I don't want to say wasted on me, but like I'm enjoying it by learning a little bit, not enjoying it by seeing things I'm familiar with. Which are two different kinds of.
Just don't bring up the flavor text in cocktail conversation because it could be completely false.
That's true.
Dangerous.
Actually,
Like,
that is
don't internalize it.
It is dangerous feeling like you're learning history from a game set in an alternate timeline.
Yeah.
But no, super awesome, unique theme, gorgeous art, and I think based on my having played it on Tabletop Simulator back when it had a crowdfunding campaign, I think it's pretty fun.
I'm excited to try it.
Let's dive in then. I think, but before we hit record, we already drew our opening hands and mulligans.
Right.
And we chose our Worldbreakers. But want to tell me about yours?
Yes, I am playing Marco Polo, who is robed in silk. And
is that his subtitle, robed in silk?
It sure is.
Oh, that's funny because
why?
Well, just because the other, like, mine is the true daughter. It tells you at least, like, that's like a title or a descriptor versus yours is just like what he's wearing.
Well, no, he's a merchant. Silk is a difficult substance to obtain, a difficult material to obtain probably during this time.
Okay.
Famously Marco Polo.
I've never heard of it. Yeah. I know that's a game that I play in the pool.
Oh yeah,
with my nieces.
Another board game,
yeah.
Marco Polo and Marco Polo 2, which is a funny.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, there's two of those.
This guy really gets around.
He sure does. Anyways, his ability is after I play a location, I can exhaust Marco Polo to reveal the top card of my deck, and if it's a follower card, I draw it. Otherwise, it goes to the bottom of my deck.
Okay.
So a little card draw.
You like followers?
Nothing fancy. Well, no, I like locations.
Oh, that's right.
Draw.
Yeah, that triggers when you. Well, you like locations and followers.
That's right.
You really don't do anything unless you have a healthy mix of both, right?
Right. And I think this deck we found out has 5 locations in it. Right?
Okay, I didn't check mine. How like whether that's an above average amount for the pre-constructed decks or not.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah, me neither.
All right.
I am playing Kutalun, the True Daughter. She is in the Earth Guild, and on my attack, one attacking follower gets +1 strength for this combat. So I can give a little boost each time I attack.
These are fairly minimal effects, I think.
Yeah.
They seem pretty small. I guess. Well, I don't know.
We'll have to come back to them and see at the end of the game how big or small they felt.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. I mean, the most important thing about them is the guild that they're in.
Because they give you one starting.
Yeah, and then they also have, you don't have to put them in your deck. They're definitely in the pre-constructed decks, but they also have signature cards that only they play, so that is kind of an extension of their uniqueness also.
Right. Okay.
With that, so this is we're not teaching you how to play if you're watching this. We did that on a video that we recorded minutes ago, and that hit the channel days ago, and you can go check that out. We're going to dive in. I have randomly selected that I will go first.
That's fine.
I did not bring a method to actually randomly select that, so
go for it.
That's where the round start is. I think I am going to. I don't want to commit to anything. Right. I am going to draw a card.
Okay.
Just take a basic draw card action.
And I'm going to click for $1. Click for a Mythium, excuse me.
Well, click for $1. That is like half Netrunner, half
for credit. Yeah.
Half Netrunner, half like Monopoly.
Yeah, I guess so. There you go.
There's actually, I feel like not that many word games that use dollars in the grand scheme of things.
But I always say dollars.
Yeah.
Even though that's wrong in most games.
Yeah, I don't know if I own. Oh, I have Lords of Vegas over there. I think that uses dollars. I think I own very few games that actually use dollars.
Yeah. Well.
Huh. Well, I am going to play a thing. I think. I will play a card. The Humble Overpass. And look at this. On my side, I can zoom in. So you're just SOL.
It's okay. Really, I can see my cards just fine. It's
fair. Fair enough. Yeah. See, I'm not looking at my cards. I'm only looking at the screen. So I need to zoom in so I can read.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
There you go.
No. The Humble Underpass is a location. In the most modest places, one can sometimes find fanciful riches, which I will do as I develop this. I can get 2 Mythium each time and some power and standing out of this. So.
Okay.
That feels pretty good.
I'm going to spend
your action.
A ridiculous 5 Mythium.
Whoa.
Which is everything you start with.
Yeah.
For a generous dealer. By the end of the century, many parts of the world became integrated into a system of exchange from which all could benefit. Oh, and you know what? There's a little symbol here with a quill, and I bet that means this is real history or something.
Ooh.
Or fake history. It means one or the other. We should probably know which one it means.
That is a great observation. Is that a thing?
I think it must be. Because yours doesn't have a quill there.
That's true, but my Worldbreaker does.
Right.
So yeah, is that like differentiating fact and fiction? If so, that's super clever.
Yeah.
I actually love that if that's a thing. Have you seen games do that before?
No, but I'm
Me
just
neither.
sort of guessing that's what that is.
Anyway,
Anyway, I get a 1 discount on events and locations. Oh, events and locations. Okay, well, now I know that. I thought it was going to include followers. It does not.
I do not. Oh wait, is there anatomy of cards? Here we go. Oh, there's a whole thing. Yeah, some cards have a quill symbol at the end of their flavor text. This symbol indicates that the text contains real-world historical information.
Well, this is vague enough to be real world. By the end of the
Yeah.
century, many parts of the world became integrated into a system of exchange. You know.
Yeah, that's pretty reasonable. Other cards have the flavor text marked with the symbol for the set they appear in. This indicates that the text describes one of the key moments in the set's story.
Okay.
The set symbol for Advent of the Khanate is the tug. It's a flag, a banner thing. Oh, and it goes on to say, is the tug, the black banner made of horsetail hairs that is flown by Cthulhu's forces. Oh, that's me.
There you go. You're
Yeah.
Cthulhu.
I have not seen any of... Oh, yeah. I actually have some flavor text in my hand, but well, we'll take a look at that when I play it.
Alrighty.
Speaking of playing it, it's my turn.
It is.
So, as much as I want... This is... And this right here is the start of the tension in this game that's so great, is I wanted to develop this location and get my money back. Speaking of which, I should have spent some Mythium when I played this. But if I don't play Follower, then you can just smash my location with
But
your
I
next
would
action.
never do that.
It seems like something you
I
would
would
do.
never do that.
I feel worried that you might. So, why don't I, Ooh, some of these are expensive. I am going to play, I say slowly to buy myself time. Sure, why not? Tengri's Cavalry. It's going to cost me 3.
I didn't realize you had 3 status with the Earth Guard.
Oh, crap, I don't. My opening hand had only 1 standing, and so then I just trained my brain to think I could play all these. Yep, can't play that. Okay, hold please. Let's instead play the Skillful Bruiser. So I'm going from 3 Mythium down to 1. The Skillful Bruiser is a 3/1 follower with Overwhelm, which says when this defeats a blocker, I gain 1 power. Yeah.
Okay.
So will if you attack, will I block? Will I save it to counterattack? You'll have to find out.
Yeah, because this is actually a 4/1 with your
If I
ability
attack
to
with it, yeah.
and that's enough to kill my generous dealer that I just spent 5 on. So it almost never defend with this, I feel like.
Not in this situation.
Not in this
at least,
situation, yeah. So, but I don't really want to let you. I don't want to play something just for you to kill it either. Pros and cons. Well, you know. I hate this, but I'm just gonna spend. I'm just gonna build this location, which would normally cost 2, but I have a 1 discount, so I can just spend 1.
Okay.
And it is a mine, the Humble Underpass.
Oh, that's the same thing I played.
Oh. Okay.
You think you're so special?
Yeah, I did. I did for a second. But then I'm going to trigger my ability. After you play a location, exhaust this.
That is special.
Reveal the top card of your deck. If it's a follower, which it is, draw it.
Oh. Okay. Actually, well, since you revealed that, can I see it? See what I'm in for?
It's the Moth Keeper.
The Moth Keeper. Oh, 1/3 stationary. Okay. And the first time you try to gain power, you gain 2 Mythium. That's pretty cool. Okay. It's my action.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna take us to war.
Yeah, I think that's probably right.
Yeah. So I will attack. It's just with my Skillful Bruiser, but I think that's what this Cthulhu token here is for. Is I get to give something +1 strength, and it'll be my Skillful Bruiser. So I'm attacking you with a 4/1 Overwhelm. What you gonna do?
The thing is, it only has 1 health, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
But I gotta protect this generous dealer, so I'm just gonna die. I'm just gonna lose.
Okay.
I'm gonna not defend.
Okay. So I will get. So I've breached your defenses. I gain 1 power.
Right.
10% of the way to victory.
10%.
Yeah, and there are no breach abilities to trigger, and then I will damage your Humble Overpass, getting rid of one of those developed tokens.
It's a shame.
And your action, the last one of the round.
The last one of the round. So I think I'm just going to trigger this Humble Underpass.
Oh, okay.
Although, yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
Develop.
Oh no, because I'm going to get 2 actions in a row. This is that thing.
Oh, it's super clutch. Yes.
Yeah.
As soon as you said that, I was like, oh yes, so much revolved around that when I've played this in the past. The 2 actions in a row is really, really consequential.
Okay, you know what? I actually am not going to use that. What I'm going to do instead is... I'm just going to gain a Mythium.
Wow.
I know.
Huh.
I know.
Okay.
That's probably not good, but we're going to see what happens.
Well, we'll see what happens. In the rally phase, we have no rally abilities, right?
None.
So we can ready our cards.
Yeah.
Gain 2 Mythium each.
Up to a 3.
Take 2 ones. Draw 1 card each. Check for victory. Do you have 10 power?
I don't.
Me neither.
Alrighty.
Yeah. Then we'll flip this over and get back to it, starting with your action.
Yes. I am going to play this Heedless Investor. So he costs me 1, and I don't get a discount because it's not a whatever. And this says, if you control a location, gain 3 Mythium. Otherwise, gain a standing. But I think it's better to gain 3 Mythium.
Okay. That's pretty good.
Yeah, not bad. I've got some money here.
Yeah. Excuse me. I think I will play. Also, it's my.
Oh, and I
action.
refresh Marco Polo. Marco Polo should be standing.
That's right. Actually, does he exhaust?
It says
Does it
after you
exhaust?
play a location, exhaust.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't realize.
it's
Didn't realize he
once
exhausts
per
to do that.
round.
Yeah, mine is not once per round. I can do it every time I attack.
Right.
Oh boy. I think I will. I'm having a hard time figuring this out. Now you have a great blocker against my Skillful Bruiser.
Yeah.
I still get a power if you chump block it, but it does die, which is less than ideal.
Oh, because of this overwhelming ability. But it will also die.
Yes.
Which is good, yeah. Well, oh, interesting. Even though this also dies, you'll still get this overwhelm ability? Because they'll both die.
I believe so.
Okay.
Let's see if it says anything here. Yeah, on the keyword reference, when an attacker with overwhelm defeats a blocker, gain 1 power, even if the attacker is also defeated.
Yes. But it was a good question because they answered it.
True.
All right.
Yeah, it justifies you wasting my time.
There you go. There you go.
I need more Mythium.
Okay.
So I'm going to develop the Humble Overpass. Gain 2 Mythium and 1 power. So I'll just flip this to a 3 and 2 power. I'm running away with this game.
You're running away.
You're never gonna catch me.
I might catch you. But we'll see. It's weird.
Your action.
Yeah. Well, let's just keep going with what I was going to do. I'm going to play the Star's Apprentice for 3 Mythium. And when it enters play, I gain a standing, so I'm at 2.
Ooh, that's great.
And if you control a location when it enters play, you also draw a card.
It's a lot of good stuff.
Not bad.
Yeah. I am going to develop the Humble Overpass.
That makes sense, yeah. Because I was
Gain
wondering
2
if I
more
should have
Mythium.
attacked on that turn.
I thought you would.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'd rather have the standing than the power, so I knew I was making a little sacrifice there, but I had to go out on a limb. But I feel like this paid off for me because you didn't. So I gained 2 more Mythium and a standing.
Okay.
And discard this location. Back to you.
Yes, and I'm going to play for my 2 remaining Mythium, the Moth Keeper that you saw earlier.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so the first time each round you gain power, gain 2 Mythium. That seems really good.
That time is coming, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm concerned about it. Well, you have a lot of followers. Aren't I supposed to be the Swarmers?
You sure are. Yeah. I don't know what you're doing.
Guess I better play some followers. Okay. Well, I can certainly play some more followers.
Excellent.
I will spend 5.
Ooh.
Yep. Putting me down to 2 Mythium. On a Mongol Quartermaster. When this enters, I migrate. And so I can either gain an Earth Standing or spend an Earth Standing to play another follower paying 2 less in this case. I'm going to do that. I'm going to spend the standing. And, oh wait, the card I was going to play requires 2 standing. Hang on. Hold please. That's fine. That's fine. I still should do this. I need the tempo back here. So I will play Cthulhu's Kessig, a follower that is a 1/1, but when it attacks, you put a +1/+1 counter on it, and it also has Overwhelm. And the Mongol Quartermaster, I don't know if I said, is a 5/4.
Yes.
It's a big one.
It is a generous dealer killer.
Migrating between camping grounds requires juggling the needs of a city of thousands, and that is historically accurate.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So
Okay, your last action of the round.
Yeah.
As the
Sorry.
plane flies overhead.
It's a bit of a pain. I don't feel good about the situation.
I'm sorry to have complicated matters for you.
Yeah. Because you're going to attack on your next turn if I don't attack right now.
I don't really see why I would do that.
But the issue is that I'll lose this and I'll have played this for nothing because you already...
Oh, because I damaged the other one too? Oh man, yeah.
Should I just do this? But then, if I attack, you don't get your extra 1. You don't get your +1.
If I use it to block, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have...
You won't block with all of them.
I don't have much reason to like chump block because right now if you get a power or 2, I'm not that afraid of that and I don't want to like do a bad trade. I certainly could block my Quartermaster for a good trade. But, yeah.
Yeah. So I think what makes sense is to... Because how much do I care about standing? I feel like... You know what? I'm just going to exile. I'm just going to do this. I'm going to gain 2 Mythium and 1 standing.
Okay.
2 Mythium.
You're up to 3 standing now. That is a little scary.
And a standing.
You can play a lot of good stuff. I know that a 3 standing card in my hand has big numbers on it. So
There you go.
I don't know if yours have those, but that is scary. So it's my action, and I agree with your assessment. I should attack.
Right.
So I will attack with... Will it be everything? I think it's... No, I don't think I'm attacking with everything. I'm going to leave my Bruiser out.
Okay.
I'm going to attack with the Mongol Quartermaster, which is 5/4, and Cthulhu's Kessig, which when it attacks, it gets a permanent +1/+1. And I am going to put Cthulhu's boost on it, making it a 3/2 for this attack. And it has Overwhelm.
It's a 3/2.
Yes.
Okay, so I will block your 3/2 with this one.
Okay.
So they'll both die.
Yeah, with your... And would you say the names of the
Oh yeah,
cards?
sorry, the Star's Apprentice.
Okay, so they will both die, but it's Overwhelmed, so I gain a power.
Right.
I can live with that.
And then this one's the 5/4.
It is the 5/4.
But there's no extra cost to it going through. Does it have Overwhelm?
It does not have Overwhelm.
Oh, so there is a cost to it going through. Well, let's block with my Heedless Investor. So this will die and deal 1 damage to you.
Okay. I can live with that. Ah, that feels better.
There you
2
go.
to 2 instead of 4 to 1. It's a good couple turns.
Yeah.
We can go to the rally phase. No rally abilities, right?
Right.
Okay, we ready our cards. Gain 2 Mythium. Draw a card. You have 10 power?
Nope.
Me neither. Then... Oh, hey, look, my turn. This game, when you're in the swing of it, this game moves. It's snappy.
It's
like with the 1 actions and even the rally phase, like you just get through it fast.
Yeah, I'm feeling that.
I like that. I am not thrilled with my standing situation. So I'm gonna play Gur Migration. The Mongols rarely have lasting cities, instead occupying select spots according to season. This is an event that says choose one, draw 2 cards and gain 1 standing within your guild, or spend an Earth standing to gain 5 Mythium. I'm going to play this to draw the 2 cards and gain standing. That feels super good to me.
Okay.
Your action.
Situational. Yes, it is my action. What will I do?
What will you do?
I think I'm going to play this. It's like I'm not moving fast enough, you know? That's how I'm feeling. Feeling like I'm moving too slow.
You are taking a long turn here.
Okay.
Is that what you mean?
No, it's not. So I'll spend 2 on this lowly bard. When it enters play, you gain 1 Mythium for each standing you have across all guilds, so I just gained 3. So I basically played that and gained 1 Mythium.
That's pretty good to play a follower at a net gain of Mythium.
Yeah, it's not
even
bad.
if it's a 1/1. That's solid. Okay, I am going to play an event. This is my action. Gratuitous Gift. This just says play a follower card paying 2 Mythium less.
Very nice.
So I will play the Arag Maker. It's a merchant and tradition traded. When it enters, gain a standing within a guild. And I played it for free because of the 2 discount. Only those who own many horses can afford the excess mare's milk from which Arag is fermented. Wait, what is Arag? That's real history according to the icon there. Are you familiar with Arag?
No, I'm not. No,
It's apparently fermented from mare's milk. From horse milk. Yeah.
So it's like milk based. Yeah, like fermented.
Is it basically cheese?
No, I imagine it's like alcoholic. Like an alcoholic.
I don't think you make alcohol from milk.
No, from fermentation? No, that doesn't make any sense.
Fermentation, yes, is a word that is involved in making alcohol, but from milk?
No,
I don't think so.
Isn't there a thing? I think there is a thing.
I guess alcohol
Like-
is created by fermenting something with sugar in it. Like sugar gets fed to the yeast or other organisms that are that's the fermenting process
could
and it
easily be
results in
wrong.
alcohol.
I don't even want to speculate on this. You're probably right.
Really? I feel like we could figure this out if we think about it long enough.
Okay.
Alright, your turn.
Yeah. So I hate needing an additional buck. Clicking for a buck feels bad.
It does. Yeah. If you're using an action to gain 1 Mythium, it's probably going bad for you.
But you know what? I'm still gonna do it.
Wow. Okay. Well, is this my time to pounce then? Are you weak? It feels like you're weak.
I don't think I'm that weak.
I think you're pretty weak.
Okay.
I'm gonna attack
Okay.
with my Skillful Bruiser and my Mongol Quartermaster.
Excellent.
And I will apply the +1 strength to the Skillful Bruiser, so you can't chump block it with a Generous Dealer. I mean, sorry, to be clear, you can, but I would get a power from the Overwhelm effect.
Well, you'd get that anyway, right?
It has to kill the thing.
Oh, it has to kill the thing.
Yeah, it's not just when it's blocked. It has to kill the blocker.
I
Yeah.
see. No, so I'm going to block this one with this one.
Okay, Lowly Bard blocks the Skillful Bruiser. Yeah, that makes sense because that's a 3/1 for 1/1 trade.
Yeah.
I get the power from the
You
Overwhelm,
get the power.
but they both die.
And I will let that one go through.
Okay, it breaches. There's I think no effects other than me gaining a power.
Yep.
So I'm up to 5.
Yes, I am in trouble.
Your action.
Yes, I am going to play an Auspicious Smuggler for 3. And so this says, take an additional action on your next turn this round. So I will have 3 actions in a row.
Wow. Okay. Well, just like put that there as a
Yeah.
reminder or something, and then it's to me. Okay. Don't love that. In fact, we have reached the end of my game plan. Now what am I doing? I could just draw cards. No, I should. This looks like as good a time as I need to play the Poised Duelist. It's a warrior follower. It's a 2/2, but when it enters, if you control at least 2 other followers, put a +1/+1 counter on it. So it's basically it's a 3/3.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
All right, and so now I will take 2 actions.
Yep.
The first will be to play this Den of Sabers down. It would normally cost 4, but I have a 1 discount. And that will put out 3 of these tokens. And also, I will trigger
Marco Polo. Yep.
To reveal not a follower. So this is going to go on the bottom of my deck.
Okay.
Bummer.
Straight to the source, goes straight to the bottom.
And then the second thing I'll do is trigger this to gain 1 power. And I'll trigger Mothkeeper's Response, which is the first time you try to gain a power, gain 2 Mythium.
Oh wow, that seems super good. What else is on the Den of Sabers?
Draw 1 card and gain 1 standing, and then gain 2 power.
I don't mind that much if you draw a card and gain a standing. So what I want you to do is develop that, and then I attack the third part of it. If you would help me with that?
Yeah, I'm gonna help you out.
That would be great.
Great.
Okay, rally phase. Any rally abilities at this point?
No.
Okay, we ready our cards. Gain 2 Mythium. Draw a card. You have 10 power?
Nope.
Me neither. And then, oh, look at that. It's your turn.
Well, would you look at that? Okay, how do I want to go about this?
Whew. What? Huh. Yes, please. This seems great.
So this will stand back up.
What you got?
Yeah, sorry, I'm going too slow. I'm going to spend 3 for this Suave Sycophant. And it says, when it blocks, it puts a stationary counter on the follower it is blocking.
That's garbage.
Actually, this isn't that great. Well, whatever, I did it.
Ooh, and that has non-historical flavor text. What does that say? I'm curious.
A conspicuous piece of jewelry can greatly amplify the bearer's persuasive ability.
So it's not that was super fictional. It was that didn't have anything worth marking as historical.
Right, I think that's
okay.
right. Yeah.
All right. Finally, I get an action.
Finally.
And it's going to be to gain a Mythium.
There you go. That's a fun one.
Back to you.
I will go ahead and draw 1 card and gain 1 standing. So I'm up to 4, and I'm drawing a card.
Oh, it's time.
It's...
If I don't want you to gain the power and gain the Mythium that goes with it from Mothkeeper, I need to attack.
Right.
Huh. But would I regret attacking? No! The problem is that your Sycophant makes something stationary, which I don't like. And it wouldn't die blocking a couple of these. You know, here's what I'll do with this action. At least so that you feel like you have to block or lose a pretty good step of your location. I'm going to attack with just the Mongol Quartermaster.
Okay.
Because at least it will kill the Sycophant, which I think I want to happen. Okay, that's it. I'm attacking with that, so I'm going to give it my +1. It's a 6/4 with 3 health left.
Yeah. I'm not sure if I even want to use my Sycophant on that.
You could let it breach.
No, I can block with something else.
But you could let it breach.
Well, I'm not going to let it breach. I think what I'll do actually is block that with my Auspicious Smuggler.
Okay, it's just a 1/3.
Yeah, just 1/3. So
all right, so I'll
there.
take a wound, and that's that combat.
Okay, and then I will, in fact, develop my Den of Sabers.
Yeah.
So I'll gain 2 power, and the first time each round I gain power, I will also gain 2 Mythium.
Oof. And you can discard the den since it's done.
There you go.
That feels really strong. It feels like that Mothkeeper is doing good work for you.
Yeah.
How can I get that dead? Is the question. I mean, this can't hurt. The Confident Suitor, I'm going to play for 4. For Cthulhu, I will wager 1,000 horses. This is a 6/6 Overwhelm. But as a forced response, so I must do this when it triggers, after this overwhelms or I gain power from breaching with it, if it's still in play, I defeat it and gain 6 Mythium.
So it's a one-time use.
It's a one-time use, but I end up with more Mythium than I started with, yeah. It technically, if you could block it without it killing the thing that blocked it, that would not trigger. That's the only time it attacks and that doesn't trigger. And then I already advanced that, so it's back to you.
Yeah. I think I'm actually going to play this Pacify event for 3.
Whoa.
On that Confident Suitor.
What's it do?
It just puts a stationary counter on it.
That's annoying.
Yeah. So I've locked in your Mythium there. You can't use it.
That's terrible.
And get it back.
I hate that.
And actually, I spent, it cost 3, but I get a 1 discount, so I'm only spending 2 on it.
Brutal.
Yeah. I was thinking I would use that on something else, but that's really good because you have no money now, yeah.
Yeah, alright. I mean, do I need to be attacking to get through that generous dealer? Probably. Yeah, okay. I'll attack with my Poised Duelist as my last action of the round, giving it +1. So it's a 4/3 attacker. It does not have Overwhelm, so you can chump block it, or you can let me have the power. I feel the momentum shifting away from me, so I'm just trying to get as much power as I can.
Yeah.
I think you block it with the Generous Dealer.
I'm definitely not going to do that. Thank you, though. No, I think I'm going to block it with my Sycophant. And
Okay.
I mean, it feels bad to waste this stage. Well, but like you already.
It doesn't waste the stationary. Like it makes use of the stationary.
Yeah, but this is not where I want to be using the stationary. You know.
Yeah.
I'd rather have it be here or somewhere else.
That is a shame. Yeah.
But you're already at. I have to slow down your power. You're acting like the momentum's changing, but you're still ahead by 2.
Yeah, but you've gotten 3 power since I last gained power, so momentum-wise,
yeah.
it clearly has changed.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. All right. So you've blocked it, and it becomes stationary, and your Sycophant dies. No, your what was it called? Yeah. Oh, it is a Sycophant. Yeah. Okay. Then we rally. So any rally abilities?
No.
We will ready our cards.
Drawing.
Gaining 2 Mythium and drawing 1 card. Interesting. And check for victory. No. My turn.
There you go.
I don't. Oh, actually. Yeah. Your Mothkeeper has to die, or I become rich and famous. Because I'm going to play Raid the Mines for 2. It's an event that says attack. And then as a response, the first time you gain power during this combat, gain 5 Mythium. So if I get something through with this attack, I get 5 Mythium. I will attack with my Mongol Quartermaster and my Air Maker. I'll give the +1 to the Air Maker. So it's a 5/4 with 2 wounds and a 3/2 both attacking. And if something gets through, I get 5 Mythium. Time to trade the Mothkeeper.
Well, I'm either going to let them both die or neither.
They don't have to both die, right? That Generous Dealer can block their Air Maker and survive.
Oh, good point. Thank you.
Damn it.
Yeah, so that's what will happen. This will block the Air Maker, taking 3 and dealing 2 back, so that your Air Maker actually dies.
It does.
And then the Mothkeeper will die to this and deal 1 back.
Okay. I still felt like it was worth that to
Interesting.
try to kill your moth keeper. My brain keeps going to mother with moth at the start of that.
Yeah.
Mother keeper.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, your action.
Yes. So I'm going to play the Weaving Workshop, which would normally cost 4, but I have a 1 discount.
Mm-hmm.
And it says, enters, you may play another location card paying 2 less. And so I will also play Covert Exchange.
Covert exchange. Okay.
And so the abilities on these with the Weaving Workshop, I can develop this, gain 2 Mythium and a power, and develop another location you control.
Ooh.
And then this one gains me money and cards. This one is also hidden, so you can only damage the Weaving Workshop. You can't damage the Covert Exchange.
Okay. It's pretty strong.
Pretty strong. Oh, sorry. One other thing is I have to trigger Marco Polo.
Oh, yeah.
I think I have 3 standing. It's annoyingly track. I should actually just move this whole stack is what I should be doing. Because I keep
when you exhaust, yeah.
I think I actually have
To be honest,
4.
I think you had 4, yeah.
And I'll draw a card, and it is again an event, which is really annoying, and so this goes to the bottom of my deck.
Are you out of cards in your hand?
Yes, I have no cards.
That's reassuring. Although your Covert Exchange can draw you some cards.
Yeah, in a little bit.
Well, all of my followers are stationary now.
Yes.
Or exhausted.
And you have no money.
I have no money. So I'm really debating just whether to gain a Mythium or draw a card.
It's fair.
I think for now I will draw a card.
Okay.
Back to you.
I will trigger this Weaving Workshop to gain 2 Mythium and a power, and develop another location I control, which will be this one, to gain 4 Mythium.
Ugh. This is slipping away from me really fast.
I don't know about that. I'm still behind. I'm still losing.
At least you didn't also gain Mythium when you gained power from the Moth Keeper. I still am pretty
That would have
happy
been
I knocked
good. That would have been
out.
good, yeah. Although, actually, you playing that event that let your 2 power go made me feel comfortable doing this. Because I knew you couldn't play a card. You had no money. So I'm going to get to do both of these, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to gain a Mythium. Your turn.
I'll do this. Gain a power, develop another location you control.
Yep.
I'll do this one, which draws me 2 cards.
And you've already burned through the Weaving Workshop?
Yeah, the Weaving Workshop's good done. There you go.
No!
And I've got some cards now, which is nice.
Oh, this is terrible for me. The stationary is so brutal.
Yeah, it's good.
Like, I have great blockers, but you're probably just gonna try to win without ever attacking.
That's my goal, yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna draw a card.
All right.
Go ahead.
I'm just going to resolve this, draw a card, and gain 2 Mythium.
Okay. And then we'll rally.
So when we rally,
So
we'll ready.
Ready up. Gain 2 Mythium.
Gain 2 more Mythium, so I'll just flip one of these.
Draw a card.
Draw a card.
Check for victory. Have 10 power?
Nope.
Me neither.
And we'll flip this.
Yeah. Your turn.
Yeah. Okay. This is a fun card. I don't know if I should play it right now, but I have no other cards to play. Yeah, let's do this.
Okay.
Cost 3. When it enters play,
What is
players cannot attack for the remainder of this round.
What's it called?
The Polo's Portraitist.
Oh, okay. Players cannot attack for the remainder of this round. That's so long.
It's very long. It's good. It's a good first action to play.
Okay. Well then, I won't be attacking this turn.
Right.
I think, man.
I'm not sure if this was the right time to use it when you only had this one
Yeah.
follower out, but you know, maybe I should have saved it.
I don't know. To be honest, it maybe was fine that you did that. I mean, it was a fine time for you. Because I have some cards, some more cards like the one I've played already that can do other things and attack.
Right.
Which feels good and efficient if you're allowed to do it. Instead, I think I'm gaining a Mythium.
Oof.
Yep. Go ahead.
I will spend 2 on a 3-costed location.
Ooh. Okay.
This is Mesmerizing Maze, and then I will use Marco Polo's ability
Yep.
to Hey, this one's a follower. A 1/6.
Whoa. Okay.
Over to you.
What's this do when you develop it?
I gain a standing and a power. The first time and second time I gain a power and put a stationary counter on a follower.
Not cool. Well, I have a big comeback to that, and it's to gain a Mythium.
Excellent. So I will just use this to gain a standing. I'm at 5 now, which is probably pretty pointless. And a power.
Well, you've walked into my trap.
Excellent.
Because I will play for 2 an Irate Vandal. It's a 1/2 follower with enters. You may damage a location even if it's hidden. So I'll damage your mesmerizing maze.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Yeah. Thank goodness.
So what am I going to do with my
Your
final turn?
final action.
Well, there's some choices. I am going to just play down this Solemn Guardian for 3.
It's a 1/6. Okay.
1/6, yeah.
Go ahead and attack with it.
Can't.
Oh, neither of us can attack, huh? I just like that my 6/6 can block it so well.
There you go.
Okay. I'm going to... It's my last action, but I also get the next action. So this is... Clutch. I gotta do something really cool. Actually, I have something reasonably cool I could consider. I will play, as I make some room here, a Sparring Braggart. This is a 3/3 follower that says, while Sparring Braggart is attacking, followers with strength less than its strength can't be blocked. So I only have 1 follower with strength less than it. It's my Irate Vandal. But if they attack together, the Vandal can't be blocked.
Interesting. Okay.
All right.
So ready.
Really, everything's ready because nothing could have attacked.
Right.
Gain 2 Mythium. Draw a card. No one's at 10 power.
You have to ready Marco Polo here.
Oh. I could not have drawn a more perfect card here.
Oh, that's a bummer for me.
Hell yeah. It is a bummer for you.
Okay.
I am going to play it. Wait. Why did I think that... Never mind. It's not as good as I thought. I thought this was a follower with an enters effect, but it's an event. It's still fine. It's still not bad. I'm still going to play it, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. Wild Boar Charge. It's an event that says defeat a wounded follower. So get rid of your generous dealer, please.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah.
Okay. I am actually just going to draw a card.
Wow.
I just have very little card draw.
Okay. Well, this is my chance. I just wish that you had a location for me to also damage because it just feels better. But I will attack. So sorry, we are here on the round order.
Right.
I will attack with my Sparring Braggart and my Irate Vandal. And I'm going to give the Braggart +1 with my Worldbreaker.
Okay. Does this one have overpower? No.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
So no overpower on the table that's not stationary. But so the Braggart's a 4/3. The Irate Vandal can't be blocked. Although, if you block the Braggart first, you can block the Vandal.
If I kill the Braggart.
No, I believe that since its text says while it's attacking, I think that if you remove it from combat by blocking it, it actually, like, this is a situation where that matters.
Interesting.
You can block the Vandal. You only have 1 power on the table, so unless you have any like response events in your hand I don't know about, you won't kill it. But you could do it, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, if the attacking follower that is blocked is still in play, it is removed from combat and no longer counts as attacking.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I think I'm actually just going to block... Yeah, I will block the Braggart with this one. So this will die.
Okay, just with your portraitist.
And it does 1 damage back.
Sure.
But I'm not going to block the Irate Vandal, so
Okay.
you get a power.
I'll take a power.
Yeah.
It's tied up 6-6.
6-6.
That was my action. It's your action.
Alrighty. So I'm going to go ahead and play. This is actually a difficult decision here. Yep, so I'm going to play this Caravan Guard, which costs... No, excuse me. I'm going to play this Proof of the Grotto, which costs 1.
Okay.
It's an event, which I wouldn't have had to pay for if I still had my buddy. Okay. Play a card paying 1 less for each standing you have across all games.
Oh no!
1,
Your
2, 3, 4, 5.
Your 5 standing finally has a value?
Right, so I'll play the 7 cost location for 2.
Oh! At least you didn't get a further discount from your
Yeah, that would have been nice.
dealer.
Because I would have gotten a discount on each of these again.
Oh,
so I would save
man.
$2 more.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
Alright,
So this has gain 2 power, gain 2 mythic.
Yeah,
and
did you say
1
the name
power,
of it?
The Pit of Despair.
Oh yeah, that describes me right now.
And then draw 2 cards and gain 1 power. And then I'll trigger Marco Polo to check my top card. It is not a follower again.
That can gain a total of 5 power?
Well, it costs 7 coins.
Shit.
7 Mythium.
This is terrible news. I might be fucked.
Well, I'm going to at least gain the first 2 power, because even if you attack with this on this turn, I can block it.
Yeah. It's action 3 for me.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine. I would rather damage your second tier anyway if you're going to do it. So I'm going to take a Mythium.
Interesting. So
Which I have done a lot of. I am not happy with my econ situation this
So
game.
I'll go ahead and do that and gain 2 power.
Woof, you're at 8.
I'm now at 8.
Okay. I will attack with my Mongol Quartermaster.
I think I've won. I'm just going to block.
I think you've won too. The only way out of you winning was if you had decided not to block there for some reason.
Yeah, okay.
That kills my Quartermaster finally and does 5 to your... Oh wait, no, I give it the +1 from Worldbreaker because why not, right?
So this will die.
So, yeah.
And then on my final turn here, I will just gain 2 and 1 power.
Yeah, and then that was the last action of the phase. So
actually, we don't... It's because it's 2 Mythium and 1 power.
Oh, it's 1 power.
It's not 2 power.
Oh.
So 1 power, I'll take 2 of these and turn them
Oh,
into
well
3.
then.
So I'm only at 9. Now on my first turn of the next round, I'll get to 10. But we
don't check victory, so I will totally find a way out of this.
Okay,
I'm
great.
sure of it. Yeah. Wow, our tokens up here have gotten gradually messier and messier. I love it. Okay, well in the rally then, there's no rally abilities, right?
Right.
So we'll ready cards, gain 2, draw a card. We check for victory, and you're not quite there.
Draw a card.
And flip the player order. Sadly, it's you. What are you gonna do?
So the issue is, I could do this. Then you could attack and get 2 power back. Because I won't be able to block either of them.
Correct.
But I would have to play 2 things to protect this. Because of your Irate Vandal thing. I have to block that first. So I think I'm just going to trigger this.
I think that's the right play.
Draw 2 cards
I hate
and
it.
gain 1 power. And so I'm now at 10. I'll just
Yep.
take 3 of these and make them 10.
And I can get to 9 this action, but I don't have a route to the 10th. Man. So I need to look for better answers. I'm gonna draw a card. Your turn.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, even though I have total control of the battlefield. In fact, you have nothing. You have nothing in play. How are you winning?
I have nothing in play. That's true. Well, I think I should just try and extend how many power I have, just to try and
Seems like a terrible idea to me.
cement my situation here. So I'm going to... Oh, this is kind of interesting. Maybe that's not the right way to go. Maybe it is actually. I don't know. I don't know what's right.
I don't know.
Who
Don't
knows
look.
what's
Don't
right?
look at me. I don't know how to play this game.
All right, so I'm just gonna play this for 2 Mythium.
Silkworm terrarium. Oh, cool.
It's hidden,
I had
so-
one of those in elementary school.
There you go. You cannot damage it because it's hidden, and it says when it enters, I can discard a card to develop a location I control,
Yep.
and so I will discard. Oh,
Oh, to develop a location you control.
so
You
which
don't
one
have a.
happens first? I can't develop this one.
Oh. No, I guess it can develop itself. Yeah, if you discard a
so.
card. Yeah.
So I'm gonna do this first,
Okay.
and this time I get a follower,
Sure.
and then I'll discard that follower, because who cares, to get a power.
We can check after the game whether because we're being super competitive here. I don't actually know if that's the order of operations there.
Oh,
Since the Marco Polo is after it's played, enters might have to happen first. I'm not
I'll keep.
I'm not
this.
sure. I'm literally. I'm not even saying.
I will play this
I'm not
instead.
even saying I think that's wrong. I'm saying it's worth checking if we were being super serious.
I'm happy to discard that instead.
But okay. Yeah, that thing looks like pretty garbage.
It's just nice and cheap.
True.
All right, over to you, sir.
If you weren't gaining more power, actually, I had a route to 10. I don't think I have a route to 11.
Perfect. I'm delighted to hear that.
And here's that route. Here it comes. I gain a Mythium.
Okay. Well, I am delighted to gain another power.
Yep.
That puts me at 12.
Woof. Okay, I will spend a Mythium to play a weary veteran. The Mongols inducted other nomads into their army, training them and teaching them the art of war. When this it's a 1/2, and when this enters, if you have at least 3 standing with any one guild, it gets a +1/+1 counter. So it is a 2/3.
Okay. And I will, for my final action of the game, I think, I'll spend 3 Mythium to play
Wow,
this
that's
slice.
cocky. How do you know I'm not getting 6 power this action?
Who's to say? Who's to say?
So I mean, I can get some power here because oh yeah, and what was that? It's
Blocks removed from combat and attacking follower other than the follower.
Oh.
Sentinel is blocking.
Fuck off. The defensiveness of that guild is it's strong.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
I like it.
All right. So I'm gonna play as my last action. Yeah. The 10,000 ride. The art on this card is the box art of the game.
Cool.
So you know it's got to be good.
Yeah.
Play a follower card, paying all costs, then attack.
Cool.
Yeah. So I will play. Why not play the cool one? I guess.
Sure.
Tengri's Cavalry, paying 3. It's a 6/2 overwhelm.
Okay.
Yeah. And then attack. So I'm going to attack with the Vandal, the Braggart, the Weary Veteran, and the Cavalry. Because of the Braggart, you can't block. As long as the Braggart is in combat, you can't block the Vandal or the Veteran. See, so if you didn't have, if in the theoretical world where you did nothing and couldn't block, this would get me to 10, which is like why I was playing it out.
Right.
This doesn't get me to 12, but.
So I will block your Braggart with this, but I'll also trigger this ability to just kick out your cavalry for fun.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
then you'll get 2 power.
Yep. So these die. I'll get 2 power, putting me at 8. And then there's no rally abilities. So I don't think there's anything else that can happen before we check victory, and you win. Good game.
Good game.
Yeah.
Interesting that I ended with
Literally
nothing.
nothing.
Nothing in play.
Nothing to play.
Yeah.
An exhausted
Exhausted Worldbreaker. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. 2 cards and 3.
You know,
cards
in a
and-
way though, you at least in some games, not usually constructed at card games, but still in some games, you look at having nothing in front of you at the end and be like, I played perfectly efficiently.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
There were
There were
no unconverted resources
Right.
or whatever. Yeah.
Right.
So maybe that's what just happened.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Who's to say? These stationary effects are really strong against you.
They're really strong against me.
Yeah.
Yeah. The fact that you threw stationary on my suitor that was supposed to like act once and then refund its money, like it was because of that I then ended up spending like 5 actions taking Mythium.
Yeah.
Like, that's what just ground me to a halt.
When you played
I
that,
think
I was like, this feels so good.
Yeah.
I couldn't wait to put
that was the game-winning play.
Yeah.
Like, everything else from there was almost inevitable. You won.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a good play.
Whew, good game.
Good game.
Yeah, I like this game a lot, and yeah, it's definitely. I want to try the other decks, and I want to try either drafting or constructing decks. It has a 2-player draft system where you like put out 3 piles of cards and then each player chooses one. And
Interesting.
It's I've never done a draft format of this genre of card game with 2 players.
Yeah, I haven't done that either.
But yeah, seems worth trying. But
I would try that.
yeah, I think it's a super super interesting game. You can see so you had heard that like Netrunner players would like Worldbreakers. How do you rate that statement now that you've played it?
I guess you have 4 actions per turn. That's the same as Netrunner, but in this case, it's really back and forth.
Yeah,
You have an ID, but these feel weaker and less important than the Netrunner IDs.
Agreed.
I don't really see the comparison.
I think probably actually you haven't mentioned what I think is the most Netrunner-y thing is like the locations kind of feel like installing cards that can then be attacked and like removed before they deliver their benefit.
I don't really see it.
Yeah.
I guess it's sort of like developing an agenda, right? When you have one of these in play, you're developing the agenda.
True, yeah.
Advancing the agenda.
Yeah.
Developing the location. But it feels a lot less important if you attack one of these steps. Because if I'm still getting some value out of it, I'm still getting some value out of it. If you remove a step, you remove a step. But this is not a win condition. I mean, the power is, but because agendas are all or nothing, either I will score all of it or you will score all of it, it is a much more intense feeling to be developing an agenda. Than in this game where it's like, okay, you... And also, when you destroy one of these things, it's not like you get to trigger it.
Right.
The only thing you're doing is taking it
depriving
away from
it,
me.
yeah.
So it just doesn't feel as good.
And you're also
know.
getting power and other things, right? So you do get something. It's not just to set back your opponent, but it is not you get to do the thing on there.
Right. And agendas are that way too. Like agendas, you just get the agenda points, whereas a lot of agendas will trigger abilities for corpse. But I'm not seeing it.
Sure.
I still like this. This is still fun.
No, I like it, but I'm on the same page with you. Is that I'm not sure why it gets why that's such a like mantra is like if you like Netrunner, try Worldbreakers. Other than if you like Netrunner, you probably like constructed deck card games.
Right.
Right. It at least means you like the same genre of game. But yeah.
Right.
No, I think it's super cool though. I think that every game that I've played of this, which is not that many, but they've had they've been close and felt like they had like momentum shifts and back and forth. And
every game until this one, right?
Oh, this one did like
joking.
Wow. I'm just joking. No, it was a little less back and forth, but it was I took an early lead and then you came from behind.
Absolutely.
And then I was even able to get to 10 power. So it was because you had the excess to squeeze out a couple more that I couldn't prolong the game.
Right.
If we had been at 10 and 10 and say tied and played one more round, then my board state meant it would have been reasonably tough for you to get power.
Tempo's an interesting consideration for sure.
Yeah, because
even the last turn, like I had to just play cards and resolve them effectively because I had nothing to start the turn.
It's
it was fun. I liked it.
Cool. Well, I hope you liked this too, dear viewer. If you like playthroughs of this or other games, or just like us, or not me and just Jordan,
or just Brandon.
Hit the like button on the video. That helps out a lot. So does subscribing to the channel. Any final thoughts?
No. I had a good time. We'll play again.
We're not here with a preview copy or with a review copy or any reason to promote this, but the expansion to Worldbreakers is on I don't know what platform. GameFound.
Could be GameFound. GameFound sounds likely.
Type Worldbreakers crowdfunding into the internet and you'll find it. You think?
So what's in that? Is it like a bunch of new starter decks like this, or is it just more cards to draft and build with?
I did not look at it that closely. I was like, I haven't played my copy of it yet, so I was gonna play some. You put me on the spot.
Sorry. All right.
Well, I'm gonna go check out that campaign. So next time I can answer that question. Until then, be optimal.
Sorry.
No, I did. That's fine. That's fine.
Oh man. It was fun.
Yeah. I want to play a few more games of it.
We'll play some more, but I don't know what's.
We're calling it here.
I think
that's fine by me. Yeah. Gives me a little downtime to lay on the couch and let my bruised rib have a little downtime before dinner plans. So that sounds perfect to me.
Perfect. Cool.
But whether it's with you or with Kyle or someone, I'll probably get back and play a
Do those
video
two.
with those decks at
I would do it,
least.
yeah.
But yeah.
But I'm sure Kyle would be happy to do it as well.
It's okay. Kyle and I have other irons in the fire. We
Yeah.
have a hostage negotiator campaign and theoretically a series of videos discussing all of the nemesis in Aeon's End.
That's a lot.
It's I believe it's exactly 50.
Right.
Right
And if
now-
they're usually going to be 50-minute videos like the guards characters.
They're a little. We've recorded 2 of them, so yeah. With Aeon's End, we've set out to beat every nemesis on video.
Okay.
Which means we're playing on stream a lot, and not every game. Like I don't know, kind of my policy. And again, this is the kind of thing that you watch the stream, you get to see me talking about the stuff behind the channel, but. When it comes to like co-op or solo games, I don't want to put out a bunch of videos of us losing over and over against something. So I feel like
That's interesting.
if I put out a video of a certain scenario of a co-op game or something, and we lose, and you see me put out a second video of the same one, it will be a video of us winning.
Okay, that's fair.
Like spoiler, if there's a second attempt, it's going to be a win. Because if we streamed it but lost, I'm probably not going to edit it and post it as a second video of us losing. To
That's
that.
fair.
So yeah, sometimes it takes more than a couple tries to beat an Aeon's End boss, but we're trying to
That's a lot
have
of Aeon's End.
a win against each one, and then a video going like talking through, because every time we've done this, it's always had that element of like looking at the cards and discussing them, but basically talking through the nemesis and its cards, and then overall strategy of like how did we beat it or thoughts on it, but then also for each expansion talking about the player cards that are in it. And that's what we haven't done any of those yet. So we've recorded some Nemesis discussions, but I'm kind of trying to do like at least the base game player card discussion, and then that box's Nemesis is sort of the order that they're released, which is why we have some that are recorded and not posted.
Yeah.
We are unlikely to probably like follow through on getting through all of it.
Yeah. I mean, I like Aeon's End, but I don't know if I like it enough to do that. That's so much.
Fair enough.
So much content,
I
right?
like it a lot, and it's part of the reason for it is that it is frustratingly difficult to see like because it has like small box expansions too that are not standalone
Yeah,
big boxes.
I have almost all of it.
If you want to see what's in one, that's like not readily available on the internet. So it's partly, I think that's part of the appeal of those is like this is a 20-minute video that just talks through what are the contents of this box if I was considering buying it.
That's fair.
It's actually like not readily available.
Interesting.
But yeah, ultimately, it's a game that we like playing and talking about, and that's what the videos that we publish are of, is the things we want to do.
Yeah, no, and that's a fun game. It's interesting. I feel like I would get more out of these because it's like you build your deck and you have more control over it. It feels like. I mean, Aeon's End you have a lot of control, obviously, because the decks aren't shuffled, but
Yeah,
I don't know, it just feels a little.
yeah. Aeon's End is not. It's like cards. It has no randomness.
No
That's not true because the Nemesis deck has randomness.
Right.
But
And do you randomly decide what the market's going to be? Because there are the
almost never.
randomizer cards.
You can, but very rarely do we do that. Sometimes I think we've stopped even doing this lately. So, yeah, it's shifted some. When we first started playing a lot of Aeon's End, what we were doing was we would start with a random, against a Nemesis we'd never played before, we would do a random market, and then after, when and if we lost, then we would do a curated market. Based on now we know what this Nemesis is doing, let's design a market against it.
Market.
That has shifted kind of from when we're taking on a new Nemesis, because we also want to do videos discussing the player cards. It's not random, it's which cards have we never used, so that we get some hands-on with them, right?
That makes sense.
Yeah, so that's that approach.
That makes sense.
But no, man, it's a fun game. You should join us for sometime.
Yeah, I'd play some. Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, probably the next couple times Kyle and I are recording, we'll try to finish the hostage negotiator career, because he also tends to he's a musical theater performer.
Yeah.
So he sometimes gets cast in a musical and then has way less free time for like 2 months.
Right.
So I wanted to fully record our career before we post any of it, so it's not like 3 of them come out and then months go by.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So there's 3 videos of that in the can. That'll be 10 total videos, although not all 10 years of the career necessarily feature a game of hostage negotiator. So it's possible that some of those videos will be 10 minutes long.
Okay.
But I'm just gonna, Anyway.
Yeah.
I'm meandering.
No. That's cool. Yeah, I would like to do Into the Deepwood. I was sworn Into the Deepwood. If ever I feel like I know you're getting your own copy, but you know.
You've been painting yours, you said.
I've been painting mine.
Yeah.
I've painted the first 2 bosses.
Okay.
I've played through the first boss with Gigi, and I think we're actually going to play through the campaign as well. So, we played through the first boss. I painted the first and second bosses, and I've painted I'm almost done with 5 of the Oathsworn, the heroes, the player characters.
Okay.
And there are maybe 12 of those.
And then 200 more like enemy. Are there like minions and stuff?
It's a boss battle war.
It is.
So like the first boss.
Why are there like 5 boxes of miniatures? Are there that many bosses?
There's 23 bosses.
Oh, okay.
There's 23 scenarios. Which is actually not that bad. Like compared to Gloomhaven, which has like 100 scenarios, it's 23.
Yeah, but Gloomhaven only has like 12 minis.
Well, right. So the idea is like in theory, every scenario has the story and then the fight. Mm-hmm. In theory, you have all of the main heroes painted. You do a story, and at the end of that story, you unbox that hero. That boss you're gonna fight. Mm-hmm. Then you paint it.
Sure.
And then you play against that boss. Then you put that boss away, never to see it again. Right? But I'm just gonna go ahead and start painting them. I don't need the surprise. It's not a big deal.
Sure. And you can paint the minis without reading through all of their mechanics.
Right.
And
I'm not reading.
Leave some surprise. Yeah.
Yeah. I still don't know anything about. I mean, I know vaguely, but I'm currently painting the third boss. But it's not that. It's like less. Well, guards is 22, 23, whatever heroes.
22, yeah.
22.
Yeah.
There's only 12 heroes in Oathsworn. The Oathsworn heroes are also easier to paint because they're bigger.
Oh, okay.
Smaller things are really hard to paint properly.
Yeah.
It's like, tiny.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Details.
That's why I got rid of the minis for Final Girl. They're so tiny. And also, they're not as readable as just I don't know if you played Final Girl. It comes with colored meeples.
Okay.
And then it has the miniatures as like an add-on that you get if you back it on Kickstarter. Or they're in retail now. You can buy the miniatures, but the miniatures are really tiny, and they're so much less just like readable and grokkable to the board state than the colored meeples are.
Okay.
That I was like, I would only use these if they were painted, so I could tell them apart more easily.
Right. And
I'm not going to paint those tiny little things.
Yeah, that's fair. Do you think you're going to paint your guard set?
Maybe. I think if I'm going to get back into mini painting, which is something that I've liked the idea of forever and just not put the time into, I think the first game I paint is Street Masters, because I've actually been playing. We haven't done any videos of that, but it's a game I've been playing a lot lately, and it's also a game that its setup would greatly benefit from the minis being painted because it has so many miniatures that it can be a challenge setting it up to find the minis you need.
Did you paint the whole thing?
I said I would if I would paint it if I was going to get back to painting.
I see.
The only games that I've painted in here are XCOM the board game and Stuffed Fables actually, or just the player characters and Stuffed Fables.
Okay, those are cute, but
they're super. They're really simple, cartoony like toys, which they seem like good painting like training wheels, right?
Yeah, totally. Honestly, the thing about painting is my painting's not good. Like the guards minis are not good. The Oathsworn minis are not good.
Yeah.
But they're better than gray plastic.
No, I agree. And that was one thing that when I was painting them, I was like, okay, you suck at this, but they're meant to be viewed from 18 inches away.
Right.
Like, no one's really going like this inspecting your detail. And a pretty shitty paint job actually was still like a big upgrade to the look of the game.
Yeah. I think so. So...
Yeah, here, grab XCOM. My favorite is the UFOs.
Let's see.
Because they're all painted, and I think that they look way better on the table painted than when they were gray. These are, again, it's shitty, but these are the painted UFOs.
These aren't
and
shitty.
They were just brown plastic or something.
These are perfectly. These are good.
Yeah, and this is the bottom of it. Like they'll always be like this on the board, but
still, like this looks like it would come like this.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So that's what I was going for.
Yeah.
And I just went with I guess in case anyone's watching the stream or still on stream, I'll show this. There's no mechanical distinction to the two colors. I was just like, oh yeah, let's have two colors.
Nice. I really do think like if a game came with this, I would not be upset.
Yeah.
Right. Like this is a good component.
Yeah.
That's a great quality.
The soldiers. I'm a fan of, and the Street Masters benefit from this too. I'm a fan of painting the bases in a way that helps visually like distinguish. So it's the scout class is always blue based, which really helps identify them on the board easily.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not skilled painting by any means, but I actually think it ended up looking quite a bit better than plain plastic. So
I would say this looks better than what I would normally accomplish, so I think it's pretty good.
If you say so.
I would say, like, the one advantage to paint it... Well, I'm not sure. When did you paint these?
Some years ago. It was
Okay.
probably like 5. It's not a new game. It was probably like 4 or 5 years ago.
I'm not sure if this is actually recent, but I learned about it recently. There's something called speed paints from Army
Yeah,
Painter.
I was watching some videos on painting. Actually, both Guardians of Atlantis and Street Masters, I've watched some painting videos lately. Just had them on while I was working just to, I don't know, encourage me to get into it or something.
Sure.
And yeah, they talk a lot about speed paints, but I don't really understand what it is.
So I have them, and that's like basically what I exclusively use. But they're less viscous than normal paint, than like normal acrylic paint.
Okay.
And so when you put it on, they almost act like a wash in that color.
I was gonna say, so it's like somewhere between a paint and a wash or something.
Yeah, but it has some other quality about it that makes it come out well. But it's sort of like it highlights the miniature while you're painting it, so it just, you know, a lot of the detail isn't lost, but it's still really easy to do.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I was watching a video on painting the minions. This is the one other thing that's painted is these are the like player ships.
These are nice.
Yeah,
really nice.
I think it makes the game look a lot better on the table, even though I am a terrible painter. But
I think these are actually quite good, like, because you're in the lines. That's all. No, seriously, like
mostly I can see
it's
some.
hard to stay in the lines.
It is,
and if you're
yeah.
in the lines, like, it looks like legit, you know. And
Yeah,
my stuff's
yeah.
not in the lines. Oftentimes, you know what I mean. I'm like, oh no.
But I've never noticed that with yours. Like, and again, that speaks to like you mostly look at it from here.
Yeah.
and then it looks great.
There
So
you go.
yeah, I should get back to painting. Oh man, it's just I like playing board games. I like playing video games. I've got a whole YouTube channel I manage. Like, who has the time to paint minis?
It takes a lot of time, but you know what? It doesn't, right? Because like once you're going, you could do like a guards. If you pick 3 guards heroes or 4 guards heroes, you want to use similar colors for in particular.
True.
Then you can like I've done that. For instance, Ignatius the fiery one, and Min had similar colors, and one other had similar colors.
Oh,
And I just
interesting.
took them all out, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna do all the red stuff on Min, and then I'll put Min down and let that dry while I do all the red stuff on Ignatia. Or whatever.
Okay.
And then the next color I'm going to use on these is going to be yellow, and I'll just do all the
That's
yellow
smart.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you can get 3 done in like 3 or 4 hours.
Sure. Yeah.
Just, you know.
That's part of why I went for this game, because it has 24 identical ships, and then 12 of these or 8 of these ships, and then these troops are 4 types that were, until I painted them with like slightly different hair colors and stuff. They were identical. Like it felt very practicey, very like assembly line.
Yeah,
Just do the same thing 3 or 24 times, and,
Right.
and just get used to the way the paints feel and the hand-eye coordination.
Yeah.
All those, but then I just haven't stuck with it to retain any of that.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Well, anyway.
Anyway,
Yeah.
we should call that a stream.
Yeah, let's call it.
Yeah. To all of our many viewers who are surely still watching live.
Surely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Thanks very
Thanks.
much.
Hit that like button. With that, bye.
I mean, is this going to be in a place that it can be liked?
The stream archives, unless I specifically take them down, the stream archives remain on the channel also.
Cool.
So essentially, a lot of our videos and streams are kind of redundant with one another. But the video where I put the bumpers on and edit to the extent that it needs to be edited, that's what I like post to Board Game Geek and all that stuff.
That makes sense, yeah.
And then those lack the 20 minutes of talking about painting miniatures at the end of a game with no miniatures.
Yeah, that's very funny. Oh, man.
So yeah, it's people are welcome to watch it if they want to. Otherwise, they should probably just watch the edited version.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Sometimes I take them down if we made a huge rules mistake that in the video I want to just edit out, like that we retcon something or something like that.
Right.
But
makes
but
sense.
most of the time I leave the
do that.
archive of them up, because why not? It's more content.
Yeah.
More things that YouTube can recommend to people.
Sure, why not? Can't hurt.
I don't think it hurts. I guess it could hurt. It could. I don't claim to understand the YouTube algorithm that well, so I guess if it's something that YouTube is recommending that people are not watching because it's a shitty, rough stream, that could I could see how that could hurt.
Yeah,
but
if they think this is what your channel does, and
Yeah.
then they just watch, and they're like, oh, I don't really want to subscribe to that. I don't want a bunch of videos like this one.
yeah,
Then you might want to take them down. You know.
yeah. Who knows?
Who knows?
I don't know. I don't know one way or the other. It might help, it might hurt, but for now it's what I'm doing.
That's good. Perfect.
All right, on that prolonged note, goodbye.